Welcome everyone. We're streaming and recording coming. We'll go ahead and get started.
I think it's him.
First, I wanna welcome Charlie Carmody to the board.
Thank you, sir.
Appointed by the governor about a week or so ago, and
It was quick.
we're glad to have you. I think all y'all from the Charleston area know Charlie heads up the CBRE here in the area, and we're just really glad to have you, Charlie.
Thank you, sir.
Forward to your input.
Glad to be here.
And I just want to acknowledge that Pat is in the meeting.
Yay,
For the
Pat.
first time in a while.
Hey, buddy.
Good morning.
Have you, Pat.
Good morning.
Top of his
Oh my
head.
gosh.
Good to be
Okay.
up.
I'm doing everything on the camera too.
Okay, first item is the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda? If not, and if there are no objections, they'll stand approved as presented. You were sent the previous minutes earlier. Are there any corrections to the minutes? If they're not, and there's no objection, they'll stand approved as presented. Nick, got a finance report?
Sure do. Got some great news too. Good morning.
You're never
Good
gonna
morning.
stop celebrating.
So, not going to bury the lead. This is very exciting news for me personally. The Laffey loan officially paid off. The treasurer's office. Yep.
What a new day.
Balance is zero. We ended up paying a little bit over $11 million over the course of these many years. About 9.2 in principal, about 1.8 in interest, and the vast majority of that was over the past 5 fiscal years. So again, just thank you to everybody for your support and making additional payments against the loan. It seemed like after COVID, we just were able to make these multiple payments. So I'm just really thankful that we were able to get that done and get that paid off. That's just huge for us. That was really our one real long-time liability on our books. We got two more, but they're more like accounting related. They're not, something like we actually owe money to the state. So that's just great news. I'm just so happy to have that off of our books. So 6:30 was the end of our fiscal year. So right now, for the next couple of weeks, I'll just be going through the year-end financial close process. We will be going through outside audit with our auditors, probably starting at the end of July, and hopefully by the time of the next board meeting, I should have a better draft of the year-end financial statements for you all. Don't love to read numbers, but I'll read a couple real quick. Operating revenues for the fiscal year were $13.8 million. In our budget, we said we would do 13.1, so we exceeded our revenues. Operating expenditures were 11.08, and we budgeted for 12.2. So again, we exceeded our revenues, decreased our expenditures, which I just love. And then, so in fiscal year 26, we did pay $3.3 million on the Laffey loan, and then about 1.8 in the permanent improvement projects. So our cash balance for the year did decrease about $2 million from 16.4 to 14.4, but we knew that was going to happen. We had those items to pay for. The cash balance is still better than nearly every other year we've had. So we're doing great progress on the financial side, and hopefully things will continue to improve with the stuff we got in the works. So unless you want to dig into any specifics about the financial statements, I will end my report.
Any questions of Nick?
Is that all you got?
Sorry, yeah.
That might be the best report I've ever heard.
Big wins report of the day.
Yeah. No, yes. Thank you again. This is so great to have that off our books there.
I want to thank Nick too for staying on top of it. Great job. Annoying as hell about the loan, but that's something we paid off $8 million of loans since starting in 22.
Yeah.
First 10 years we paid $1 million.
Yep.
Last 5 years we paid the $8 million plus the interest.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great accomplishment for everybody, and it's a real plus for us in Columbia. It's just that's been baggage that you deal with every time you walk up into an office up there. So it's glad we don't have to deal with that anymore. So
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, thank you.
If, well, yeah, I don't know if we'll need you. Do you have a motion?
Yes, I do have a motion. I was gonna, you wanna put the motion first before they explain?
Yeah, we need to get the motion on the floor.
Okay,
to
y'all-
discuss.
Make a motion that was unanimously approved by the finance committee yesterday to approve a budget up to not to exceed 3.8 million on Steel Beach project that we're doing. It was at 2.8, but that was in the preliminary, just some preliminary numbers, and the numbers have come in more detailed now and some additions added, so I'm gonna let,
Well,
excuse me.
so as a committee resolution, it does not require seconds, so we'll go direct to discussion.
Right.
Allison, you wanna
Um,
talk about or?
Sure, I think I'm gonna
Terry-
ask
Terry-
Terry Ansley, our
Terry.
property director, to come up, and this has been his project. Do you want him back here, or you want him up front?
Come up here, too.
Sorry.
So it's louder and
You're like
brighter.
closer to shoot at.
That's right.
You're in kicking distance now.
The reason for the difference in the ask for the additional revenues has to do with going from a really preliminary concept that just replaced and relocated the services that were being handled in the gift shop area, just ticketing, retail, and there had been food service that had gone away but was back. So, and public restrooms. Those functions we knew had to move because we've got to be out of the gift shop by April of next year. So the preliminary estimate of 2.8 million was put together. There was a conceptual plan that we brought to you to see that we had put together internally. We reached out to Evolve Concepts, who does container and modular work, to get some pricing, and they helped us pull that together. When we started engaging with Evolve and we started thinking about what this container and modular construction or structure might look like, we toured some facilities, and we realized pretty quickly that we were shortchanging ourselves not to enliven this and activate it after hours for event spaces. And so with the engagement of Evolve again and touring of Gather Columbia and Gather Greenville, we looked to see how this could accommodate the services that we need, but also open up and invite the public to come in for additional things. And so what we did was expand to include more food service space. We included an upper deck that provides for event space while you have the normal operations going on. And we put some landside meeting space, a medium and a large conference room that could replace this, be ADA compliant and have those type of facilities here. And so we created a new space. It went from 15 containers to 20 containers, went to an upper deck with a concrete pad and roof. And so those things we got firm pricing up and came up with the estimate that was reported.
Great. Any questions of Terry?
I know you do.
Is there an updated drawing yet?
There's a conceptual that we're kind of working with and starting with, and yes, I'd be happy to circulate.
So it's the one we shared with you all in April. The
Okay, so
conceptual
that didn't
design
change.
has not really
No.
changed because we've just been trying to figure out how the spaces would function. We also, have a new partner that's going to be. We needed to engage in this process, and so that's starting to happen. So we were able to go. It was really very conceptual initially, but what you saw, remember that had the tables out front and
Right.
all of that. That's what we're working from. And now it's almost more that we'll move spaces around, and some containers or modular units might be a little larger, and that. But we just really grew the concept and the goal of the project to be a real revenue generator.
And we are now at a place where we have just awarded the phase 1 contract for design. So that gets into the nitty gritty and brings in all the entities that will need to have an input on how this thing shapes up and be able to roll from there. But establishing that new budget that sets the limits was important.
And remember too, we'll be meeting out there. We'll have our boardroom out there for access for the public. And, and Susan.
Be able to hear her coming in the parking lot.
Okay, let's not start.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
How many square feet?
It's roughly 8,000.
Oh, that's-
The current gift shop building under roof and enclosed is about 7,500. and we're using the Quonset hut as well. So we're going to open up some event space, and we'll have some space that's not conditioned but covered. Take advantage of those things, and everything will be focused back towards the ships.
And if you all remember, a part of this plan is that we make the Vietnam base free and open to the public. So that's something that, we've talked about, but this is a really exciting opportunity where when you enter the space, you'll actually enter in front of the Quonset hut now from the visitor parking lot. And so you can make a choice and you can enter into the Quonset hut and get tickets. You can go around the Quonset hut and go get something to eat and hang out on the harbor, or you can take a left and go into Vietnam. So we're real excited about that piece of it. And we have some enhancements with Vietnam base camp that we'll be doing as part of this.
So my son and I rented an Airbnb in Oconee County over the 4th of July for SC7 hiking and rafting and stuff, and it was a container house. And the inside, it's remarkable what they can do with those things. And we would go back again. The coolest thing was my bed. I got the master bedroom. When you slid the glass door open, you were in a chicken coop. And the chickens were out there. There were 2 roosters and 5 chickens. And every morning they would start pecking on the glass. Right about so. It was the coolest thing.
Smell.
You couldn't smell it at all. It was fabulously done. We would go back to that place. But I was just remarking what inside the container, it was all repurposed wood from old cabins. So you went from seeing a metal container outside to walking in and you were like in an 1800s cabin. You can do remarkable things with
It's
these.
like, we'll enter into this phase now with phase 2, where what does the exterior look like? What is the feel? But it, as we talked about before, it really ties in so well with what we do here with the military and also with shipping and shipping containers. It is a very natural space for us here.
Cool.
Any other questions of Terry?
Just on a design thing, is having like murals painted on them, is that?
We
out of the
haven't
question?
gotten there. It's nothing at this point. Everything is on the table. But no, I mean we know conceptually the container model works, but there are, like you said, we've looked at things that we looked at. We saw wood cladding. We saw a lot of different options. So once we move into the design phase on this, which will be maybe next month, we'll be able to talk more about this.
And Terry, this will be basically completed, you think?
The goal and the time frame is April 27.
Got you.
Of 27.
Yes. That means we'll need to
Wow.
need to move along swiftly through the town process.
What the thing?
And be able to have our contractor and our
If
team
he can
lined
get
up.
through that meeting he just got through, I know he can take care
I
of it.
resemble that remark.
Okay, anything else? Anything? If not, thanks, Terry. Well, if there's nothing else, all in favor of the setting a cap on the budget of 3.8? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
The ayes have it. It's unanimous.
Thank you
Thank
all
you.
very much. We're really excited about this project. We think it's going to be really impactful.
Okay, Kenny, museum and education. Whoops, hang on, Kenny.
Yep.
I skipped. Operations and facilities.
Oh, I'm sorry. That should have been taken off of the.
I knew I was right all
Yeah,
along.
I'm sorry.
I meant to
You
do
were
that.
right. I missed that. Although I am going to give an update in the executive director's
Okay.
report on some
All right.
aspects of that.
Kenny, you can come. Thanks. Sorry.
My fault.
Use some extra steps. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good. Sorry about that little interruption. I noticed that I had the wrong presentation up. I have a 2-part presentation today. I'm going to update you guys on everything that's happened since last regular board meeting, and then I have an end of the year EIA report talking about how we wrapped up our year with our EIA grant initiatives. Before I do that, I have an amazing team. That works with me, and you guys hear their names quite a bit, but there's a name that I don't say nearly enough. So Kelly, would you please stand? Kelly's our logistics coordinator of the almost 12,000 kids that come through our education programs, the thousands of kids and groups that book through our Operation Overnight initiatives. The first stop is Kelly. If you look on the website on how to book a program here at the ship, it says call Kelly. But I don't say her name enough. She's not in any of the pictures, but she keeps our department clean and smooth. She keeps me straight. She keeps talking to me about something called an inbox. And she's terrific to have. She came to us from the gift shop, and lately, because of some organizational shifts, she's been helping out in the gift shop as well. So she's wearing yet another hat. So I just want to take a minute and say thank you, Kelly, for everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you, Kelly.
Okay, so Flight Academy, as we speak, there's 18 Town of Mount Pleasant campers on board in the Flight Academy, having a great time. It actually is the first time we have anybody flying simulated helicopters. I know that makes Chauncey very excited. He just perked up a little bit. So we're having, that's our first one for the Flight Academy. We have another one 2 weeks from now. So that's just a great relationship. We've been doing that a long time. I'm excited to announce that we are working with Dorchester and Berkeley County Schools for our 3-point program. So very soon, this will be a tri-county program rather than just Charleston County. And in fact, I'm even happier to say we have more schools than we can handle. So we actually have a wait list for that program, Tri-County. So very, very excited about that. We have 8 more classroom simulators on the way. So very soon we will have 15 classroom simulators deployed across the Tri-County area. We hosted CCSD's Spark Force Summer Camp. This is a camp where CCSD got a bunch of partners together, Newport News, Shipbuilders, Kiel, the folks who build the drive shafts for the props for aircraft carriers and other large ships. The kids actually got to weld, and throughout the week they had to design and build and test a craft, a ship. And so I was lucky enough to go to the presentation at Charleston Chambers, and so that's them presenting their hard work. Really cool camp, and I look forward to working with them again next year. Our education crew, the little guys, had both their summer camps from Town of Mount Pleasant. In the top there, you can see Joe Bosco from Collections talking about World War II. And in the bottom, those are rain gauges. Hannah Kratz and her crew are so creative. It was a lesson about weather, mosquitoes, and malaria in the Pacific Northwest during World War II and the importance of the malarial medicine. So they all had a great time, and both of those camps are wrapped up. We had our 14th annual teacher conference. As you guys know, this is a big deal. It's kind of a cherry on top at the end of the year that we do. Teachers get 20 hours of recertification credit. So you can see the group picture there. Every year we have a project where all the teachers work on. So in the top right picture, you can see they all learned how to rivet. And so we have this really cool piece of metal that has several rivets from all the educators that were there. In the bottom there, it's hard to see, but that's our own Brian Parsons and David Kratz talking about our ship, sister ships, what it takes to maintain these ships. And the educators really enjoyed that. We had a lot of great speakers from Berkeley County, from Newport News, CCSD, and our keynote speaker was the superintendent from Charleston County, Anita Huggins, and she gave a fantastic closing comment. Then we hosted STEMmersion. STEMmersion is a week-long professional development hosted by the Dorchester Economic Development Committee. The teachers actually get paid to participate in the week-long program. We were one of their day visits, so you can see them in the Flight Academy and then down in our education center. Again, these are Tri-County educators, and we actually made some really positive connections, and 2 of those educators will be participating in the 3-point program in our Flight Academy. So again, just love these types of partnerships and initiatives. And then Collections, there you can see Colby Kazi went to the Citadel STEM camp and presented to those students about life on the ship as a sailor. So we love that relationship with Citadel, and Colby always does such a great job. I love this picture. You can see all the hands in the air. He's a really engaging speaker, and he was worried about speaking to kids, but clearly he had them hooked. And then Operation Overnight, we had 240 guests in June, and we have 288 on the books for July. We were lucky enough, Allison, Susan, and I were invited to a reception at Charleston Southern University for the Secretary of Veteran Affairs, and we also were shown the plans for a new veteran center that they're building there on campus. It was a really great time, and then in addition, we were able to tour their aeronautics science facilities. They are the only accredited flight school in the state. So they have a lot of great things going, and obviously with the Flight Academy, there's potential there, so I'm excited to see where that goes. Okay, so this is part B. This is the end of the year. I'm not going to take a lot of time to go into great detail on the graphs, but I want to point out this one. So over the year, we had 36 South Carolina school districts, 147 schools, 5 charter schools, 22 private schools, a homeschool, for a total of 9,746 students. That's not including our 3-point program. Those numbers are reported separately. The one thing I want to point out is that we have groups coming from Greenville, Oconee, Lawrence. We are a statewide initiative. Our education program is across the entire state. We have a presence in and out of the classroom. So here's what I mean by in the classroom. Our staff actually physically creates these kits and sends them out. They're all standard aligned. The teacher can order them based upon how many students they have. So these kits impacted 38 schools across 17 districts. You can see almost 2,700 students were impacted by these kits. Of that, 1,400 were impacted where the teacher only ordered one kit, and then a little over 1,200, they ordered 2 different kits. The really neat thing about this is that the kits are reusable. So that's the impact this year. All those kits will get implemented next year. We won't be able to capture that data, but this is a legacy. This is something that will be in these classrooms for a long time. So again, we have a very strong presence on board and offsite as well. Professional developments. We had 3 offsite professional developments for a total of 38 educators. Thank you to the foundation. They sponsor the refreshments for those offsite and onsite. So thank you again. The onsite, we had 3. We did one on January 5th, one on March 16th, and then of course our teacher conference. And you can see the district breakdown for that teacher conference. I want to point out again, we had 10 educators come all the way from Greenville, 4 from Oconee, and our teacher conference is so good, we have a teacher who's retired and still came to the professional development. So that was really cool. She's a blast. She's been coming for a long time. The Enriched Self-Guided, this is like a scavenger hunt on steroids. And so we provide that to them. Again, this is not including 3-point. Everybody in the 3-point program gets the Enriched Self-Guided as well. But I reported those numbers separately. So you see 19 districts, 5 charter schools, 10 private schools for a total of 45 schools. Almost 3,000 students impacted by this. It's a great kind of middle ground program for students or groups that don't know their timing, don't know how long they'll have, if they can stay for a full program or not. They can complete it at home. So it's a really strong program. Cancellations. We experienced quite a few cancellations, more than we usually do this year. Number 1 reason being transportation costs. Number 2 reason being the administrators pulled the permission for one reason or another. So 28 groups canceled across 11 districts and 26 schools. What we have on record is 1,200 students. However, 9 of those groups did not disclose their group size. So the actual number of students that canceled is probably much higher than 1,200. So we'll see what this year coming, gas is expensive, transportation is expensive, so we're hoping to find some solutions and work with some schools. We've worked with the Tri-County Air for the Flight Academy, can get funded through CTE funds, so we're trying to be creative and continue to serve those schools. Flight Academy, this is our non-3-point, this is our bread and butter, what we've been doing for years and years, 2-hour program, 37 schools, 15 districts, 1,100, a little over 1,100 students total, and you can see from the districts breakdown again, people come from all over the state for the Flight Academy. And then the 3-point program. So we had 8 schools committed, 6 schools completed the program. 1 school physically moved, so they had to drop out, and another school had just some logistical issues and couldn't complete the program. A little over 600 students, and were involved and completed, and then of course we had the 1,100 students that were involved altogether. This table right here, I just want to talk about. So the students take a pre-test and a post-test. And this represents the percent of increase, so how much better they did from the first time to the second time. And you see a couple of negative values here, which means they actually answered incorrectly the second time, which is not the direction we want to go, but we've never had this data before. In the history of Flight Academy, we've never had this data. So we know where we need to make corrections. We know where we need to work with educators. We know exactly where our program needs to be better. So we have a clear vision. We have methodology for capturing that information, and I know it's not a very exciting table, but I've never been more excited to have this table. The reason Cario is broken out, the Cario Middle School, that's actually a aeronautical science class. So they're a little bit different than a science class or a math class because they're studying this exact content. And then in collections, I won't go through all the goals, but I just want to point out that the collections team has met and exceeded all of their goals, except for one, which is the online collections, and that was due to the loss of personnel moving on to other jobs and other organizations. So that initiative kind of came to a stop, but we're going to pick that back up real soon. That's all I have for you, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for
That was awesome.
Susan?
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Kenny. We did not meet yesterday on the education committee. But one thing that I think is so exciting, that if you can kind of clarify a little bit the 3-point program, what is just incredible what that is. So if you kind of explain what that is.
Sure. And I've presented some of the information before. So up until the 3-point program, we'd see a student for 2 hours, never see him again. It's very shallow impact. So the 3-point program is designed to make a much deeper impact, support the teachers of South Carolina, educate the students of South Carolina. It's all standard based to the 8th grade. The teacher gets online curriculum. We send an instructor to the classroom to teach a lesson. We put a simulator in their classroom. We physically install a flight simulator where the students practice using the theories of flight. And then it all wraps up with them coming to the ship and going into our state-of-the-art facility. And again, some of the teachers use this as a graded assignment. Some of them use it as just supplemental material. When I was a teacher, it was a real pain when I partnered with somebody and it became more work on my side. So we have a lot of things in place designed to make it easier for the teacher to engage. And I think that's a big part of our success.
Great. Any other questions of Kenny? Not. Awesome job.
All right, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so
Thank you
much.
and your entire staff on that.
Thank you.
Chris, doing development.
Good morning, everybody. Mr. Carmody, welcome aboard. Happy to have you there. Kenny thanked Kelly, but I have to thank Kenny because he's done such a good job, and he's only been here for less than a year, I think. And I don't think our education department has moved this clean and focused ever. And so just hats off to Kenny and his team. 4th of July was another big success for us. Allison will probably bring this up too, but so many people involved in hosting that program, from marketing to events to maintenance. But a lot of communication goes into that, and for development committee specifically, marketing communications, making sure we sell out the tickets, which we sold in record time, which we brought up, and the communication about what to do, where to park, where to go, how to find the ladders up and down, what time it ends, all of those things. So hats off to them for doing such a great job in tying that into the 50th anniversary for our agency and 250 for the country. Just all in all, great effort there. And we were able to connect a lot with what Charleston was doing. You guys all have the earned media reports and the creative for the last month in your board reports. Happy to share that with you. Some of the blogs that we had this year connects us again with more of the 250 items. Why the Yorktown is named the Yorktown, the Battle of Yorktown and Revolutionary War. And then, of course, the Yorktown Foundation's blog about why it's more important than ever to preserve our legacy here as we celebrate the 250th anniversary. So those are some blogs you can read that are linked to in that report. We're excited to announce that we replaced Alexis Mizell. She was our strategic communications coordinator with somebody that's doing do a great job, and then we'll introduce them next month. But Alexis left us to go to the VA hospital where she's doing a great job there. But happy to have that hole plugged, and Lauren's just really excited to be able to build the team around what she's trying to do. After really ambitious events goal last year, and we've been talking about how we see events going over the next several years. Happy to report we doubled our sales goals for events as a revenue stream for us, which is huge. And then already off to a great start. In June, the end of last fiscal year, we had 4 events with 2,000 guests. July has 6 events with 3,000 guests. So we're just going to keep this machine going, and I think that we have sky's the limit with opportunities with events coming up. And finally, our IT team is doing such a good job of modernizing. Wow, that's a tough word for me to say. Our IT infrastructure, and we've got a lot of work. But lately, we have been in 1980s Microsoft email servers. If anybody worked here, it's kind of a joke. I think we've got to 2015 last week, and so there's a lot of work to get there for us to be cloud-based with our email. But Craig and his team is doing a great job while also onboarding a new full-service IT contractor that's really going to put us in a good place for IT infrastructure here at Patriots Point with what we're doing and what we're doing with Steel Beach, really what we've needed for a long time. So great job with them. And they have been without a true department head for some time. So just a lot of work going into that team, managing that contract and getting our email up and running. A little hiccups along the way, as goes with email, but happy to have that done. Just can't say enough for the work last fiscal year with the team and where we're at to start off July strong this year. So thank you guys very much. Any questions?
Any questions for Chris?
Thank y'all.
Thanks so much. Great job. Executive Director.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've got a handful of updates for you. So I'll start off. We have, you all know we currently have 4 permanent improvement projects that are in the works at various stages. And so we've got a couple that we're right in the middle of. So one of them is the permanent tank repairs. This was our part of the SCORE project, the ARPA project that did not cover the permanent repairs. So that work has been underway now for quite some time. And we have an estimated completion date of August the 7th on that project. So that is the outer tanks along the port and starboard side of the hull. And as of July 10th, we were at 87% completion with priority 1 tank repairs and versus 79% contract lapse time. So we are ahead of schedule on that. We now have 574 known penetrations to isolate. 85% are completed. So we are staying very much on track with that. We are now able to withstand a 10-foot 6-inch tide, which is great news. So without any impact or losing ground reaction, and because we're ahead of schedule, we'll be able to perform some cleaning of our catapult machinery pump room and the damage control room. So very, very happy. That's going really well. Our contractors are doing a fantastic job. It's a $2.3 million project and getting ready to come to the end of that. You see all the extra cars in the parking lot. That's the contractors on board. The other project right now, we are 2 weeks out on pier repairs. And so that is repairs to the main pier and to the approach pier. It includes repairing spalled concrete, removing and replacing expansion joints, prepping and recoating steel and bridge scaffolding. We will have, this is mostly done under the pier, so there will be no impact to the guests. That's part of our contract. We have to continue to maintain our traffic flow with both pedestrian and, excuse me, cars and trucks. So that's a 30 to 45 day project. So we'll be looking for that to be done end of August. It'd be great to have those 2 projects wrapped up. That one is a $1.18 million project. We are very proud to announce that we are participating this year in the Blue Star Museums program. And that is a collaboration, a partnership between the National Endowment for the Arts and Blue Star Families in collaboration with the Department of War. And museums across America offer free admission to the nation's active duty military and their families. And the project it also includes the National Guard and Reserve. It runs through from Armed Forces Day through Labor Day, and we are happy to join the more than 2,000 museums across the country that participate in this program annually. And then lastly, I am very pleased to share that at the Explore Charleston Travel Council Awards luncheon a couple of weeks ago, Patriots Point received 2 Golden Pineapple Awards. So for those of you that know about the Golden Pineapple Award, it is a big deal. And we are extremely excited to win these prestigious awards in acknowledgement of our work from Explore Charleston. The 2 rewards are for recognition of our outstanding achievement of 50 years in honor of our 50-year anniversary, and in recognition of a NTA, a National Tour Association Connect event, and our dedication to quality growth of the hospitality industry. So very, very pleased, and this is the whole team. This is all our staff. The marketing is very involved in that, but just hats off to our team for doing such a great job. The awards we got are very cool plates, and they're sitting out there, so you have to check them out
cool.
before you leave. And that is my update, Mr. Chairman.
It's great. Any questions of Allison? Great job on the awards and the effort that went to getting those, receiving those. Any public comments? If not, Chair will entertain a motion to move into executive session for the purpose of discussing contractual and legal matters pertaining to Patriots Point property.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. All
Aye.
opposed? All opposed? Guys have it. It's unanimous. We'll take about 5 minutes. And
And somebody could make the motion and just say the resolution for parcel A, the resolution for parcel B, C, D, and the resolution for parcel B1 that have been presented to and reviewed by the board. And then also the 10th Amendment, same thing.
yeah, it's just one deal on the 10th Amendment too, right?
Yes.
Correct, because I've got 2 copies.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're back in public session. No votes were taken in executive session. We have several resolutions to consider concerning the Charleston Harbor Resort, American Financial Group transfer of properties. The first is the correction to a 10th Amendment correction to the lease for parcels B, C, and D. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous. We have a resolution to, well, do we also need to do this resolution, Bill, or is it just that one thing, and the other is just the amendment, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. Resolution for parcels B, C, and D lease. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Similar resolution approving the transfer of parcel A lease. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor of the resolution for the transfer of parcel A lease, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous. And B1, to resolution approving the transfer of the B1 lease, which is the marina. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved and
Second.
seconded. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Well, it's unanimous. All have been approved. Thank you all. Indulgence there. All right. Last thing is we've got a vacancy in the vice chairmanship. And would like to open the nominations. Is there a nomination for vice chair?
Who's not here?
I'll nominate Susan Marlowe.
I'll second it.
Ms. Marlowe's been nominated, seconded. Is there, are there any other nominations? If not, is there a motion to close nominations? And
Call for the question.
it's been moved to close the nominations, and I think we can just accept Ms. Marlowe as the vice chairman, since there are no other nominations. Is there no objection?
Yeah.
No way is that.
Huh?
I'm not chopped liver. Sorry.
Well, how would you like to do it, Susan? Okay, well, done. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm
Congratulations.
honored and hope I can do a good job.
Yeah, you gotta sit over there next time.
Mm-hmm.
We're kicking you off this side of the table.
Okay,
We don't want no officers over here.
What about you?
all right.
I'm not an officer.
Is there any other
I'm
business
not
to
even
come
on the committee.
before the board? If not, our next meeting is August 21st, 10 a.m. And we're adjourned. Thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chris, you
Also,
like Kenny, though.
and you,
I don't think, did you notice, did somebody mention these?
No, we didn't talk about it. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
so that is
I'm on a video.
we
with
we have new board members, and we had not had anything in a while, and Wayne asked me to put something together, and I thought everybody needs it. So there's a wealth of information in there. I tried to keep it as simple and sort of top of wave so that when